Hello and welcome to Homes for Lambeth YouTube channel. My name is Claire. I am your instructor for today and know that we're going to be doing a little bit of slow flow. Please also note that Homes for Lambeth are still providing you with these sessions as part of their work to support mental health and well-being during this time. So we are super grateful that we can still provide you with these sessions. So before we start, make sure you have a glass of water just in case you get thirsty throughout your exercise. And just make sure that a doctor has cleared you to be able to exercise. Know that clearly, because I am not in the room with you, I can't guide you, I can't see you. So please only do what feels nice. And I always give a variety of variations anyway, so you can always take the gentler version of things. So let's begin on our mat. And come, my friends, to lie down. And bring the soles of the feet hip distance apart. And just take a moment here to connect your hands to your belly. If it's comfortable for you to close down the eyes, then please do. And let's together take a deep breath in. Sigh out through the mouth, let it go. You made it to your mat, well done. A deep breath in, belly expands. Exhale, let it go. Third and final time. Deep breath in. And deep breath out of the mouth. Great big sigh. And then close down the mouth. And switch your breathing to a nostril breath, an in and out breath through your nose. And just taking, as always, the first minute or so of our class just to get landed, just to come and arrive, fully arrive on your mat. It's the settling in period. It's the transition period from whatever you were doing before to now being here and focusing very much on your body, releasing stress and tension from your body. And just quietening and calming the mind. And with the hands to the belly, you're going to be aware, hopefully, of the way that it rises and falls as you breathe. So on an inhale, your belly should expand. You should feel your hands lift. And on the exhale, you should feel that belly soften back towards your spine. And of course, you'll also feel that in the chest as well. So you'll feel that inhale, belly expands, chest lifts. And your exhale, belly contracts and chest drops. So just connect to that. You can either have both hands to the belly, or maybe a really nice one is left hand to the chest and right hand to the belly. It's a really nice way of feeling how both parts of the body move with the breath. Just take your time here, just noticing that's all you're doing. And you might find just by lying and noticing that the breath starts to slow down. And start to soften perhaps and let go of the shoulders. So let the shoulders roll back into the support of the floor. And you might find that the longer that we lie here, the more you just drop in and relax. The deeper the breath goes, and you start to create this little shift, this shift internally where you start to calm down a little. You start to chill. should feel a little bit like that. Yeah, a little bit release and letting go. And it's, of course, not often that we would just lie on the floor and breathe. Take a few more breaths just as we are before we start to find movement. Oh, excuse me. Couple more nice, easy breaths. And if you've had a bad ache, and then let's take one deep breath in. Great big sigh out of the mouth again, back to the mouth breath. And then let's start to move. Stretch your legs away, stretch your arms overhead, and take a full body stretch. Feel your rib cage flare. And let's draw the right knee into the chest. And just make sure your spine is really long, and you might need to pick up the head, re-lengthen through the neck, and then reset it to the floor. And so for the past couple of weeks in our slow flow, we've been moving with this opening sequence, this hamstring stretch, hip flexor stretch. And we're going to do that again with a little bit more core engagement. So pause for a couple more breaths, drawing the knee into the chest. And then tuck the chin to the chest, round the spine. And straight away, you'll feel the belly engage here. Flex the right foot and potentially move the hands to hold the outer foot. Yep, deep breath in, deep breath out. If that feels too much, just stay holding on to the shin. And then the next level, you're welcome to stay here, or now hover your left leg a couple of inches from the floor. Straight away, now we feel that connection into the belly, right? So tuck your pubic bone just a little bit, curl your spine, pull that belly button in and up, and breathe. If you're feeling like you want to be super challenged, you could even let go of the foot and reach the arms either side of the foot, yet super strong in the core. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Let it go. Deep breath in. Take that knee across the body to the left. Scoot your hips back to the right and open out into that nice spinal twist, reaching your left leg straight and away. So it's nice and long through the mat. Just soften into your right shoulder. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Come back to center, bring your hips back, and then extend your right leg up to the sky. And I always like to then bend my left knee. It makes the hamstring stretch just a little bit more accessible. Not here for long, just a couple of breaths. And then cross the right ankle in front of that left thigh. And you should hopefully know your options by now. You could stay with foot to the floor. You could pick up and cradle the foot and ankle. Or if you are a little bit more mobile in the hips, you could reach behind and interlace behind that left thigh. Again, not here for long, and just introduce a little bit of movement here so it's not quite so static. Just a couple more breaths. So we're just easing, easing into the body before we start to move. And then release, and let's do that sequence second side. Hug the left knee into the chest and extend the right leg long and out along the mat. Sweep side to side with the knee. To either stay here if you're working very much at a level wise. If you want to engage that core, here we go. We tuck the chin to the chest and we start to round the spine. You're welcome to stay here. You're welcome to flex the foot and reach to the foot. You're welcome to stay or lift up and hover through that foot. And then, of course, your third and hardest option of all is reach, 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 reach. Hand reaches forwards. Hold for 5, 4, 3, keep breathing. 2, really reach out with that right leg. 1, and release. Head gets the support. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's scoot the hips to the left. Let's drop the knee to the right. Left arm goes out. Right leg reaches along the center of your mat. And you'll feel this natural curve into your lower spine. Just try to lengthen your tailbone nice and long, just so that it doesn't feel too tweaky, too ouchy around the lower back. Deep breath in and out. And note that my top knee isn't to the floor, it's just hovering in space. To come back to center, well done. Extend the left leg to the sky and bend the right knee, sole of the foot to the floor. Flex this top foot and lengthen up towards the sky with this left heel. But at the same time, your bottom stays connected to the floor. So we're not lifting so far up that the hips lift. You're lengthening your thigh bone down to the floor at the same time as elongating your heel to the sky. So essentially, we're trying to stretch the leg in two directions. Beautiful. Cross the foot, the ankle across the thigh. Pausing, couple of breaths into your hip stretch. A little sway from side to side. So not really holding these static stretches for very long. It's nicer to do the static long holds at the end. Yeah. And release, let that go. Well done. Hug the knees into the chest. Just roll over to one side, transition onto all fours. Well done. And let's come to move into the spine. So warming up through the spine. Let's move into, today we're going to move into a fluid cat-cow. Traditionally, our cat-cow is an inhale to lift and an exhale to tuck and round. Today, we're going to get a little bit more creative and freestyle, and I want you to have a feel with rolling the spine this time left to right. Yeah, like a barrel, we're going, side rolls rather than front and back. So I just want you to explore. And there's no right or wrong here, guys. And let's spend a minute just getting creative, getting free. See what feels nice. You're welcome to copy me or just move in your own way, in a way that feels good for your body. And this is what we're trying to do in this little free section, is we're trying to find the pockets in our body that feel good and the ones that don't. Maybe if you take your hips to one side, you feel super stiff in your side body. You're just experimenting and exploring. So keep moving, keep circling. That's the only pattern here, really. We're trying to create circular movements, which the body really likes and responds to. So you can, little circles and little hips forwards. Couple more breaths, just really moving around. And you might notice that as you do this, your spine starts to feel a little happier. You're encouraging it to move forwards, back, side to side. And then for a moment, bring the bottom to the heels. Walk your hands off to the left and take your right hand on top of the left hand and just drop the forehead. And you should feel this as a nice stretch down your right side body. And then let's move that to the other side. Hands walk to the right, left hand on top of the right. Reach your hands away. Drop your sitting bone towards your heels and feel the stretch second side. It's almost down the left arm, down past the left armpit and into your rib cage. And release, come back to center, bring your hands underneath the shoulders. So you've warmed up a little bit around the spine. Let's get into the hips. So from here, let's work with left leg first. And so start to draw circles with that left knee. Doesn't matter how high that knee goes at all. Great big circle round. And then let's take 5 the other way. Circle it back and forwards. Let's go 2 more. for 2, getting right into that hip joint, and 1, come back to center. Keep that leg hovering. Pull in through your belly. Take an inhale and reach opposite hand and leg out. So right arm reaches forward, left arm back, and then hug it in knee to nose. If that feels way too much, then just work the leg and keep the hands connecting to the floor. So that would be your level 1. Your level 2 would be to challenge the core and take the arm out as well. Note that I'm not going too high with that leg. I'm trying to keep a real stable pelvis and spine. Let's go 2 more, then I'm going to give you the opportunity to give that wrist a break. Here's your final one. And release, right hand to the floor. Pivot on this right knee. Take it all the way over and take the extension. So just to see that move again, we've stayed with the left leg up. I've almost pivoted on my right knee, taking the knee 90-degree angles behind me, and then we reach out that left leg. Left arm reaches up and over the ear. You're going to get a nice side stretch down the body. And you're welcome to stay here. For those of you who want to try something else, you could pick up that leg. Can you reach behind and take the foot and move into the quad stretch? But no need. This again would be your level 1. And so with all of this work, it's just about finding what works for your body. And if there's something that you can't do, drop any frustration around that. It's okay. It's okay not to be able to do everything. Let's all meet together in the reach and then come back to all fours. Take a deep breath in. Just let all of that go. And let's start to move into the other side. So right leg, I come to turn this way just so you can see. So still getting these circles. Knee in, knee out, knee back. So just getting a couple more. Does this hip feel any different? Does it feel tighter? Does it feel looser? And let's take 5 the other direction, going back first. If this aggravates your wrists, being on both hands, then you could come up onto fists. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Let's come into that extension of the leg. Belly scoops in, slight rounding of the spine. You extend, hips stay beautifully still, and you curl in. Extend, inhale, exhale. Option for the opposite arm. Inhale. Note nothing changes with the stability of my hips. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale again. Maybe you just do a couple with the hand out and then you come back to the stability of the leg. Let's go 2 more. And 1. We bring the hands to the floor. We keep the right leg lifted. Take a pivot onto the left knee. Extend your right leg to the side and up and over through that top arm. Should feel a good stretch. And note that my knee is roughly underneath my hip. So it's not here. Yeah, it's right underneath. That will give you as much support as you can. Here's the option. If you wish to bend the knee and reach behind and catch the foot, you could do. We meet together with the leg extended. Well done. And then come all the way into your downward facing dog. Let's lift the hips and pedal out through the feet. It's our first downward facing dog today, so take your time. Have your hands shoulder distance apart and spread through your fingers. Press really strongly into the thumb and the index finger particularly. And really hug your arms together. There's an energetic hug. And that's going to really support you in this pose. It's going to really support the upper body. Keep pedaling through those feet, opening out through the calves, through the hamstrings. Just make sure your neck is nice and long. And then bring the feet hip distance apart. If you need to, take a soft bend in the knees. Push even stronger through the hands and melt your heart back to the thighs, encouraging this really long spine. Deep breath in, just settle here. A reminder that at any point today, if you need to rest, come down to the knees and take a child pose. You can do that at any point. Here we go. Let's warm up a little bit through the leg. Can you step the left foot to the outer? Yep, the outer left hand. So it's a real giant step to the side. If not, remember your modification. Step it part way, pick it up at the ankle, and then step it out. Pause here, come onto fingertips, get nice and long through the heart space. And so with the left foot to the outer left hand, because you're creating this very wide lunge, you're going to feel this into the inner hip, inner thigh of that left leg and the front of the right leg. Breathe here, relax the breath, relax the face. Little rock from side to side, perhaps. And then lift your left arm to the sky. Let's take a nice spinal twist. And you can push that front knee out to the side a little bit if you wish. And then release, connect your hands to the floor. Tuck the back toe, lift up through that knee and transition back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Good, let it go, settle. And let's move that to the second side. Another option of stepping the leg forward, of course, is to come down to the knees and then step the right foot to the outer right hand. Fingertips will help you get a bit more space between torso and floor, which means there's lots more space to lengthen your spine and to breathe. Neck is nice and long. Shoulders draw down the back. Deep breath in and out. And then let's move into that spinal twist. Left hand to the floor, right arm lifts. Let's take another inhale and exhale. To release, bring the hands to the floor once again, pick up that back knee and push back into downward facing dog. And then let's start to move into our vinyasa, into our arms and shoulders. Inhale, come forwards into plank, shoulders over wrists, nice and strong through the belly. And exhale, bring your knees to the earth. Lift through your sit bones, so you send the bottom high. You'll feel that arch into your spine. Let's build a little bit of arm strength today. So 3 little press ups that you're going to take heart forwards. It's really small, and then push up. And so rather than taking elbows to the side, can you bring the elbows back and push? Here's your final one. Big exhale, push up. And then this time come into that traditional knees, chest, chin. Heart comes all the way down this time. Push and lengthen through the feet, hands under shoulders. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, take that back, downward facing dog. Let it go, shake out the head. Let's do that again. Inhale, come forwards into plank, bring the knee to the earth. 3 tricep dips, bottom lifts, heart forwards and push. 4, 2, and push. Really building up strength into the back of the arms. 3, and push. This time heart comes in between the hands. Push through, lengthen. Inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. This third time we take the easy beginner's version. Inhale to plank. Bring the knees to the earth. This time bring the hips first. Hips, chest, chin. So know that you can take that easier version on the arms at any point. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, move back, downward facing dog. Let's walk the hands back to the feet. Give the arms and shoulders a break. And release. Come to cup the elbows. Great, big breath out. Sway from side to side. And just make sure that head is really heavy. So we're not looking forwards at all in this pose. We're really dropping almost chin towards the chest. Swaying from side to side often feels nice. And then release the hands and slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Really lift up through your belly and your front rib cage. Well done. Let's come to move to the front of your mat so that we can warm up our entire body now into our classical sun salutations, which we've been working with over the past few weeks. So here we go. Let's come to the front of the mat. Bring your feet together and grow nice and tall through your spine. Chest is lifted, tailbone descends, hands to the heart. Take an inhale, rise and sweep the arms. Exhale through soft knees and bow forwards and let it go over the legs. Step the right foot to the back of the mat and just bring that knee to the earth. When you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. You're in your low lunge and take an extra breath here. Take a deep breath in, connect the hands to the floor, pick up that back knee, step back, feet hip distance apart, downward facing dog. Just give yourself a moment to land and ground and settle, shake out the head. Inhale, come forwards into plank. Belly is strong. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Take that tricep dip. Tailbone is high. Gaze is forwards. Inhale, lengthen the feet back as you roll the shoulders down the back. You can be in a really small cobra. If the body feels okay to come higher, that's okay. But try not to have shoulders around ears. Really draw the shoulders down. Let's ease back into downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Bring your feet together at the back of the mat. Inhale, sweep your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Use that momentum to help you step that foot in between the hands and bring the knee to the earth. Inhale, lift up, chest lifts. Exhale, step forwards, bring your left foot to meet your right, release over your legs. Inhale, press through the feet, rise up to stand. And exhale, hands to the heart center. And we do that one more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, dive over the legs. It's your left leg this time that steps to the back of the mat. You bring that knee down and untuck your foot. Inhale, lift up. And remember, you can go slower than me. You can go quicker than me. Hands to the floor, pick up through that back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forwards into plank, belly pulls in, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, tail lifts, heart down. Inhaling cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. You bring the feet together, left leg flies. Inhale, hug those arms together to support you. Exhale, step it through or help it get there and bring the knee to the floor. Inhale, lift the chest as you circle the arms back, spread through the fingers. Touch down, pick up that back knee, step forwards, let it go. Inhale, rise up, lift the chest, squeeze the legs together. And exhale, hands to the heart. Take a moment, inhale. To settle the body. And let's move on, working with a fingertip lunge and a little bit of leg strength now. So deep breath in, heart lift, spread the fingers. Exhale, dive over your legs, lead through the heart, crown of the head reaches for the floor. Take the right leg back and pause here this time with knee off the floor. And be right onto your fingertips. Get as long as you can. Note that my back leg isn't bending. I'm lifting up through that back thigh. Push back into that right heel and send your heart and gaze forwards. Take one more breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple through into plank. Let's take the beginner's version to come down now, just so you have that reminder. Knees down, and then the weight of the hips bring you down first. Inhale into cobra pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your feet together, sweep your right leg to the sky. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step it through in between the hands. Once again, stay in your fingertip lunge. You're welcome to stay here or to really test the strength of your legs. How much are you really hugging those hips together? Can you lift the arms off the floor, sweep them back, shoulders pull back? You're going to really need to squeeze the legs into the middle of the mat. Take one more deep breath in. Touch down, step forwards. Let it go. Inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, hands to the floor, to the heart, sorry. And just take a moment. Feel how that building up the strength in the legs just intensifies the temperature of the body and the heart rate. And let's move that through to the second side. Here we go. Take an inhale, lift and rise. Take an exhale, release and fold over the legs. It's the left leg that steps back, fingertip lunge, nice and strong through the legs, lift up through that back thigh. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out, let it go, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, the easy version. It's the knees, the hips, the chest, the chin. Inhale, cobra, roll the shoulders back, smile nice and broad through the collarbones. And exhale, push your way to downward facing dog. Lower belly pulls in and up. Heels lengthen back in space. And again, you just check that the neck is really long here. Bring the feet together. Inhale and sweep the left leg to the sky. Doesn't have to be high, just an inhale, step it through. Reminder, if it comes here, pick it up, step it through. Good, get long. Think about gathering the energy from the earth up, so there's a little bit of a lift through your pelvis. Sweep the arms back if you wish, otherwise stay fingertips to the floor. Really amplify that breath. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more, inhale. Exhale, well done, hands to the floor. Take a deep breath in, step forwards, let it go. Inhale, rise up. Hands connect to the heart. And take a moment. Yeah, so just stand top of your mat, feet hip distance, shoulders roll back, shine your palms up. Close down the eyes, perhaps. And just take this moment to check in. Take one more breath in and out. And softly open the eyes, release the hands. Let's come to move away from our classical sun salutes and come to revisit our warrior pose. So come to bring the feet together. Let's flow together to our downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky and lift the chest. Exhale, lead from the heart as you fold over. It doesn't matter if you touch the floor. It doesn't matter if your hands are just to the knees. It's okay. Bring your hands to the shins and inhale, lengthen your heart forwards. You'll see that my heart lengthens forwards, my gaze lengthens forwards, and my sit bones push back. If you're really tight in the hamstrings, you could do this move, but with bent knees. So inhale, step back, this time directly into downward facing dog. And take 3 rounds of breath here. Feet or hip distance, you're spreading through the toes as much as you can. You're lengthening the heels back in space and down. Take one more breath in and out. And here we go. Let's move into our warriors. So bring the feet together. Inhale, sweep that right leg just a little bit off the floor and step it through and in between the hands. Spin and flatten your back foot so the sole of the foot is to the earth. Front heel lines up with back arch. Windmill the hands up, lunge into your right leg and open out through the arms. Soft. And just make sure that that knee doesn't roll in. Remember, it's knee over the second toe, and we're getting really long through the inner seam of that right leg. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Bring your forearm to the thigh, reach up and over. There's your side angle pose. Try to drop through the hips and get a super long from your left fingertips down your arm, past your armpit, your waist, your hip, and back out through the back of that left foot. Take an inhale. Exhale, come back to warrior two. From here, pivot on the ball of the back foot to spin and lift your heel. You're in your lunge. Take a deep breath in. Hands connect to the floor. Let that go, downward facing dog. And if at any point you need that great big exhale through the mouth, you can. Let's feel that to the second side. Feet together. Inhale, sweep your left leg high. Step through in between the hands. Spin and flatten your back foot. You're on the sole of the foot. Front heel cuts across back arch. Windmill up. Lunge into the left leg this time. Breath in. Breath out. Left forearm to the thigh. Here we go. Reach super long. Right fingertips all the way down to the right outer edge of the back foot. Rise up, warrior two. Lift up your back heel, pivot onto the ball of your back foot, spin your hips forward facing now. Take a deep breath in, connect the hands to the floor, let it go, downward facing dog. Let's move through a vinyasa. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, tail lifts, gaze forwards, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, push through into cobra. And this time, come into your child pose. Let that go. Forehead greets the earth. And just rest here. Couple more breaths. Let the heat of the body settle. Enjoy the connection of forehead to the earth. To lift up. Well done. How are you doing? Well done, my friends. Let's come back and work a little bit into the core before we finish. We started at the beginning, hugging the knee into the chest and curling the chest up to connect into the belly. So let's just revisit that a little bit, and that feeling of connecting to the belly. So come to roll over and come to be on your seat. And here, just come to rest all the way down onto your forearms. It should feel quite rested, okay? And then supported. Come to lift the legs up. And note that I'm not sticking the chest up, I'm dropping the ribs down. And just pause here for a moment. You might already feel that connection of the belly. So take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. This time, can you extend your right leg just to 45 degrees? Yeah, maybe it's even higher. And lift back. Other leg, push it away. And release. And push. So if you do Pilates, this is often called, it's a variation of a pose that's called dead bug legs. Yeah, dead bug legs. Push away. Beautiful. So my hips are nice and still. You might need to change that breath to a real strong exhale now through pursed lips. So an exhale out of the mouth because you're working your core really strongly. Lovely. See if you can take just 4 more, then it's over. Take 4 and 3, feel that belly work. Keep tucking the pubic bone. 2 and 1. Well done. Come up Extend the legs out in front of you. It's always a little bit of a feeling of moving the flesh out of the way, and then come to lengthen forwards into your forward fold. You could have knees bent if you need to, and let all that hard work go. And so hopefully you know by now, it doesn't matter how far forwards you fold. All that matters is that you're getting some stretch into the back of the legs, and that you're getting a stretch into the spine as well. And really lengthen your heart forward. So rather than just chin to chest and rounding, even if you're here, think lift. So you get that gorgeous length of the spine to the best of your ability. And just allow the breath to quieten and slow down. Couple more breaths. To lift up. Well done. Come all the way onto your back. Hug the knees in. And so at the beginning, we took that ankle to knee pose. Let's come back into that again, taking our time a little bit more. So cross the right ankle on top of that left thigh. You're welcome to stay foot to the floor, or of course, come up to cradle foot and ankle, or to interlace behind the thigh. And just breathe, soften the shoulders into the floor, and let's be here for a good 10 rounds of breath. Trying to melt the shoulders back to the floor. You can close the eyes down. You can soften any tension in and around the forehead or the temples. And you're going to feel this into the outer right hip stretch. And release and switch sides. Other leg, ankle to knee. Draw it in, deep breath in and out. Let it go. And you can start to notice now that you've stopped, if anything feels different from the beginning of your practice. Does the body feel tired or energized or achy or more released, longer, stretchier? Often we feel taller at the end of a yoga session. And how does that mind feel? Have you forgotten to be worried about something, maybe, with the concentration of your practice and the body? And then release. Let's hug the knees in. And then come to flop your legs out. So legs maybe as wide as the mat, and just give them a little shake, and then let the feet flop. And then arms again, maybe a shake. Turn palms up to the sky. Take a full breath in. A full breath out. And come to rest here. Into Savasana, your rest pose. And let every muscle and bone in the body completely surrender into the floor. You're not gripping or tensing anywhere at all. Everything is completely unheld. And just notice how that feels. That feeling of muscles being worked. And then that lovely feeling when you stop. It's the time when you really notice the benefits. Breath is easy. Perhaps once again noticing the rise and fall of your belly and your chest on your inhale and exhale. And take a few more breaths, just where you are, completely relaxing, completely letting go. And then take a full breath in. Exhale. Start to take the arms overhead. Bring your legs, zip them up together, and get really tall. Hug the knees into the chest. Little rock from side to side. And then come to roll yourself over to one side. And come to sit in any comfortable position on your mat. Could be kneeling, that could be cross-legged. Roll the shoulders back and just come to rest the hands into the lap. Again, just checking in, noticing how you feel. And then let's take the arms up. Take a deep breath in, arms lift, chest lifts, heart lifts. Exhale, draw your hands together in gratitude to your practice. Bring them to the heart center, bowing the head to yourself. And thank you so much for being here and practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you, my friends. I hope you enjoyed. Please feel free to give the video a little like or any comments so that we know that you are continuing to find these useful. We really hope so. Once again, these are being provided to you by Homes for Lambeth, and you're welcome to go onto their website, homesforlambeth.co.uk, to find out a little bit more what they're doing at this time. But otherwise, my name once again is Claire, and thank you for practicing, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you, my friends.